Yo, what up, YouTube? What's up, everybody? This is Tone Setter Sports live sports channel. I said that backwards, but anyway, a little fatigued. I just sit here at a service plaza in Ohio. I should have been to this video, and I just kind of wanted to, just let things ride. As far as the preseason go, as you see the title, you know, my thoughts on the preseason about the Cowboys and much more. So, my thoughts on the Cowboys. I don't know. One thing I'm gonna say this. One thing I'm going to say this. Just looking at all of the preseasons, you know, as far as this dress rehearsal in the 3 weeks or whatnot, you saw a lot of teams on offense starting off slow, especially that Eagles and Browns game. Nick Foles was just not in it. There was a couple of other games too, but there was a couple other games too that you just except for like the teams that have the experienced quarterbacks, with the Brady's, the Breezes, you know, the Brady's, the Breezes, the San Diego with what's the guy? I can't even think of his name. I like him too. But anyway, who San Diego's starting quarterback is. I just can't think of his name right now. But yeah, you expect them because they're well seasoned. But everybody with the younger quarterbacks or don't know who their starting quarterback is going to be, their offense struggle. Or they have a new quarterback. He might be like the Tyrod Taylor situation. You saw how the Browns, they struggled and stuff like that. So with the Cowboys, we struggled, and we struggled tremendously in week 3 because the Cowboys decided to set Dak and Zeke because of the offensive line, and to me that raises a red flag, or should I ask you guys, do you think that's a ploy, or it's like a strategy? They don't want to reveal the new wrinkles in the offensive system that's so Dak friendly, you know what I'm saying? Just to raise concern, just playing chess, throughout the season, because we got Carolina week 1. We got Carolina week 1, and we know how Cam is a beast, and the defense is pretty solid, especially up front. The front 7 is pretty solid. So we don't want the Carolina's front line to be licking their chops. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we're gonna prey on this offensive line while we have Frederick down, but Looney seemed like he's doing pretty good, and we got the rookie in as well. So I think there's going to be some inconsistencies, especially with a rookie in left guard. And if I'm not mistaken, 2016 did Chaz Green play left guard, and that's when he had the monster year. We had the monster year too. Then he plays left guard. If I'm not mistaken, I think he did. And that's what they need to move him, because he's just not a tackle, period. Whether if he played left tackle or right tackle, push him in guard. And they should have drafted or be grooming a left tackle. You know what I'm saying? A swing tackle. He can play either or. I know one of the other guys that's also like one of the Cowboys broadcasters on YouTube. He mentioned switching Connor Williams to right tackle and put Lyle back at left guard, but Lyle doesn't want to move back to guard. He wants to stay at right tackle. Why? Because tackles get paid more to cover the quarterback's ass. So yeah, that's why. So I'm not gonna go into individual players or whatnot. because everything was just looking inconsistent. So you really can't get a gauge on who's going to stand out. But as Gallup did look, he made his catches. He looked good. Terrence Williams. I hope he does make a comeback, because I was on last year. I was like, man, Terrence got to go, and Terrence got to go and put Bryce Butler in, or kick Terrence into the slot on the 4 wide receiver set for him and Beasley. You know what I'm saying? Also, and Beasley didn't play till last night as well. So yeah, that was his first time getting reps. And backup quarterbacks, no. Damn. I mean, I don't know. I don't know where they're gonna go with that. And finding the backup quarterback, who knows? They might go veteran, because Cooper Rush doesn't look like he's quite ready yet to handle that. So we'll see. So we will see. Well, hopefully we won't have to see at all. That they'll keep Dak upright. Now, I want to talk about really with the Cowboys going into the season, and things that I want to see is the offensive line is going to hold up. The defensive lines look like it has came around. Sean Lee, is he going to stay healthy? You got Joe Thomas out there, and Damon Williams. He's been in the system a little longer, so I can see him starting over it and having Smith in the middle so we'll have that, but Damian can take over for Sean Lee, just in case he gets hurt. So my thing is this: Frazier, he got hurt again, and everybody. I know they just picked up a safety. This is my safety. He's a rookie free agent. I think he still is, or whatnot. Jacksonville State, Ciaran Jackson, ball hawk. He may not have the speed, according to straight line speed, but as far as being a playmaker, he can make plays. Watch his highlight reels. You know what I'm saying? Watch his games and stuff like that. I think I mentioned him during the draft. He was one of the guys that I mentioned, but I think he's a free agent, a rookie free agent. Ciaran Jackson. He probably could play that free agent. He's probably somebody's worth picking up, you know what I'm saying, and putting on that roster, at least see what he's made of in the pro game. But I think he can fit in good with the system. So that's really about it. But now, like I said, going into the season, like in my previous video talking about this, while Dak is spreading the ball and they're running Zeke, get the one-on-one coverage. That sounds so generic, because that's exactly what it's going to be ground and pound first. It's really the offense is going to run through Zeke, and then Dak, with the play action pass and whatnot. So as long as these wide receivers can make their catches, they have some chemistry built. And they make their catches, it'll open up the offense. But I think a number one starter, a number one receiver will emerge. You know what I'm saying? And it looked like it could be Gallup, to be honest with you. It looked like it could be Gallup. And I think this will be Terrence Williams' last year, to be honest with you, playing with us. As far as the contract, I think this is his last year in this contract too. So Terrence Williams has to perform. He has to put on a show for other teams, just in case the Cowboys don't keep him. Because you remember what happened to Dez Bryant. With the whole, I remember Dez Bryant when they was asking him, when the whole kneeling thing came about with Colin Kaepernick, he was like, "Man, I ain't into that. I gotta feed my family." He with the Cowboys, and they still let him go. And he failed to realize it's a business, regardless. And while I'm about to bring this in to our quarterback, it's a business. They trying to put that pressure on you because of the fact that you was a fourth round pick. So you don't have that 5th-year option. You can start negotiating your contract this year. I mean, that 5th-year option. You can start negotiating your contract here because you have next year. Next year they'll pick up your option if they decide to pay you, starting quarterback money. Because right now you're operating under that rookie contract. So Dak, I just want you to play. Don't worry about the contract. You play. You elevate your team. You got the intangibles. All you do is just play within the system, like you did 2016. Of course Zeke is going to take the pressure off. But what's going to happen when the pressure is on you? When we get down to them those games where minutes left in the fourth quarter and we got 75 to 70 yards to drive down the field, and we only got one timeout left, and we got to throw the ball all the way down the field to get in scoring position. That's going to be on you, buddy. Absolutely. So prepare yourself, because I just want to keep in mind, they didn't want you to be the starting quarterback back in 2016, remember? They was forced to put you as starting quarterback. And we had a nice ride that year. And it was supposed to be Tony Romo's team the following year, but he decided to retire, and they let you ride it out, 2016, and Tony gave it up to you. And although I think Tony was part of your success in 2016, because you had someone that was on the field and pretty much he ran the offensive system, not Garrett. He ran Garrett's system. As the information has been leaked, that Tony Romo was just running practices himself, running the offense himself during practice. I forgot who said that, but it was one of the former players. I can't remember who it was or whatnot, or maybe it was somebody they was trying to get on board, sign as a free agent. So definitely Dak, you got to ball out this year because the odds are stacked against you. You just got to do that, bro. You got to play unconscious out there. Definitely. And these receivers, if you want Dak as your quarterback, y'all got to play, man. Y'all have got to play. And I'm for real. Y'all have to do the impossible. And like I said, y'all are in a good position because everybody's doubting y'all. They're under the radar. Y'all, we didn't get to see what the dress rehearsal was going to be like, because I think that was a strategy. So I mean, they just took advantage of a crisis, they just took advantage of a situation, whether it was good or bad. So that's what I mainly want to see, and I definitely want to see how this defense is going to hold up, because we get thinner and thinner in the safety area by the weeks, man, and just everybody can make it through practice, make it through this fourth week, make it through practice, and get ready for week one. And this is another thing that I'm going to worry about too before I move on to the more. I hope they don't run Zeke to the ground, man, with, like they did DeMarco Murray this year, with the 300 and something touches know Zeke want to be fed, but you got Rod Smith. And Rod Smith, stop. Why are you trying to jump over something? You use that big body frame and lower those shoulder pads, man. On a cornerback, you trying to jump a quarterback, and you fumble the ball. That don't look good. And I hope they use all three of them. And what I prefer for the Cowboys to do is to use Rod Smith and Scarborough early in the season to take the pressure off Zeke. Use Zeke more later in the season, when it's crunch time. And I know Rod would probably get some touches in then too, but use Zeke later in the season. But the first half of the season, use all three of them. You know what I'm saying? Scarborough and Smith. And Tavon, I guess y'all gonna do some gadget plays, but y'all gonna have to get him some touches for real. That slot, y'all have to run 4 wide slots, and put Zeke, not Zeke, and put Beasley and Tavon in the slot. Why not? They're both quick. You know what I'm saying? Tavon has the top end speed, but he's also a shifty web back, as Steven said. He's a shifty web back that can make you miss an open space. So you just can't use them on jet sweeps and bubble screens and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And was it run pass options? You know what I'm saying? That gotta split them out wide. And of course the tight ends. I mean, everybody else is talking about them. Yes, I would love to see Rico, but I think Swain and Jarwin are gonna get most of the reps regardless. And hopefully they do keep Rico, because I think that he could be like the Antonio Gates, the young Antonio Gates. You know what I'm saying? He just got to learn, or Jimmy Graham. He has that body size. He has that basketball background and everything. So you see he plays. So sometimes it's best to just go ahead and play a player and let him get that game experience, than to sit him on the bench and try to wait and see if he's going to pick up things. Just let him run what offense he do know, what he's good at. That's what a coach is supposed to do, especially when you got a weapon that can break the game open, that nobody can really cover. He's like a Gronkowski damn near. I mean, not to that level yet, but you see that potential. So they are the things that I really want to see with my Cowboys, man. And it's just so much optimism. I can't really call it, but I think that the Cowboys are going to have a winning record. They're going to be like, at least a 10-win team, at the least a 10-win team. So that's going to be good. Now, on to the more around the NFL. I just want to talk about I think there's going to be a lot of surprise teams that was at the bottom are going to rise. I think Chicago is going to be a real good team. I think Cleveland is going to surprise a lot of people too. And I think San Francisco is really going to surprise a lot of teams. Those are my 3 teams. I don't know so much about the Colts, but I think they're going to be better than they were last year. I think Luck is going to have to, Luck going to have to really pull it out of his lucky ass, But if he get on point with his, they get on point with that. But it's the defense that the Colts really need to worry about, and the O-line. That's been the problem. It's that defense. We know Luck he's going to improve, and he should get back. It looks like he's going to get back into the swing of things. Well, we'll see about that. I don't think the Giants are going to be as good as everybody's anticipating. Only thing about the Giants is that they might beat our ass because I don't, Redskins. Yeah, it happens at times, but most time we got Redskins number or it's split. I think we're gonna be Philly back to back though in both games, but it's the Giants that I always worry about. Now I'm saying they not gonna be as good as advertised with Saquon, but they just might. It all depends on that defense. Now, that's their calling card. Now, Giants got a defense to go with that offense. They're dangerous. And I don't care how bad they start. When they come to that midseason and that defense is ready, because we know they got some quality. We know they got a quality D line or whatnot. But it's that secondary linebacker core. They're kind of nameless a little bit. Seattle, I think they're gonna have a very off year this year. They still don't know who's gonna be the running back for one thing. And although I like their receiving core, I like Paul Richardson and who they got? I forgot the other guy. No, it's not Karras. Baldwin? Is it Baldwin? Maybe. It's one of those guys that's been there. So we'll just wait and see. But I really think they're gonna take a step back this year, and particularly on defense. I think Earl Thomas will eventually play. But yeah, we're gonna see what they got. That defense gonna be tested this year, with Bennett gone and stuff. So I think they're really gonna take a step back, and that the another team I think is gonna take a step back, possibly Minnesota Vikings. Yeah, I'm stepping out. Yeah, I know they got that defense. I know they got the defense. I know they got the wide receivers, and I like the Cook coming back. They look good in the preseason with Kirk Cousins. I think Karma's gonna bite them in the ass for how they did. What's his name? What's the guy that Chase? No, it's not. What's that? Chase? I'm thinking Chase Daniels, but what's the boy name? I can't even. Damn. Well, anyway, the guy is starting the quarterback for the Denver Broncos. Like I said, I've been driving for like 10 hours, man. No bullshit. Well, 11 hours, damn near. You might as well say. Yeah, I've been driving. So, but the guy they got rid of, but this is the reason, but also, Karma gonna bite him in the ass for what they did to Teddy Bridgewater. Because think about it, look, Tannehill, leg injury, got hurt, out for the season last year, but he still got a starting job. Andrew Luck, Tannehill was an All-Pro. I think he went All-Pro, if I'm not mistaken, the year before, before last season. I think he had a breakout year. Andrew Luck, All-Pro, out for 2 years, damn near. Still got a starting job. It's another quarterback, and he's just slipping my mind right now. It's another one that came back off an injury and still retained his starting position. I'm not thinking right now. But anyway, Teddy Bridgewater was an All-Pro quarterback before he got hurt. Yes, it was a vicious injury, and he was starting to get better. And matter of fact, that defense got better the year he got injured. You know what I'm saying? And he should still be at Minnesota. He should still be at Minnesota starting. And he could have got this starting job back last year, but Case Keenum, that's his name. Case Keenum was on such a hot start, just like the Dak situation was on such a hot start. I mean, he was throughout the season, you had to ride that momentum. You had no choice but to. But what you see in the last game with Case Keenum when they went up against Philly, that's when Teddy Bridgewater should have stepped in. But they couldn't, and I understand that. But he still should have had a starting job, though, because that just gave him his leg more time to heal. Now, speaking of Teddy Bridgewater, I think he should be the starter for the Jets. And I'm telling Jets fans, I'm saying this, y'all got to be patient. I know he's your first round pick, and I hate the fact that it's the media hyping this shit up with all the rookie quarterbacks because it's good storylines and stuff like that. And you got to remember, they playing against vanilla defenses. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, Sam Darnold played pretty well. I'm not gonna lie, against the vanilla defense. You know what I'm saying? And see, y'all gotta remember, all this shit is fucking, they role playing. It's scripted. With the sports analysts, no matter what, ESPN, NFL Network, Fox, all that shit is scripted. And they had talking points, and they have and they gotta feed the story down. They gotta create the narrative. That is these starting quarterbacks. Lamar Jackson, everybody knows Lamar Jackson now is not ready to start. I said that in my interview before doing the draft process. But I was hoping he'd go to New England, to be honest with you, and get behind Tom Brady, because that's what Belichick never had, was a running quarterback that got an arm. You know what I'm saying? That has an arm. All he had to do was just be groomed, and I would rather have Lamar Jackson groomed by no one other than Josh McDaniels, and learning behind Tom Brady with the mindset of Belichick. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what always beat Belichick: scheme, defensive scheme. And any other coach that played in his system. Think about Nick Saban. Nick Saban had a trouble with running quarterbacks: Johnny Manziel, Deshaun Watson, what's his name? The Browns, Baker Mayfield. I mean, he's not the most athletic running back, but he got some wiggle to him. You know what I'm saying? He can get out the pocket and he can throw with accuracy. You know what I'm saying? Their defense is very vulnerable to a running quarterback. Cam Newton. And speaking of one, so Sam Darnold, no, he needs to sit a year. I would let him sit a year. Y'all remember what y'all did to Mark Sanchez? Mark Sanchez came off fire, that first year. No lie, he came off fire. But what happened? What happened to Mark Sanchez after that? Y'all threw him out there too early. Y'all didn't groom him. I know it's under a different regime, different quarterback and all that stuff. But just, man, let's set these rookies down, man. Look at what Aaron Rodgers did. Look at how quickly they forget. Aaron Rodgers sat for 3 years. For 3 years, or 2 or 3, whatever. But look when Aaron Rodgers came out, and he came out ready. He came out ready. Rosen, he needs to sit, hoping that Sam Bradford doesn't get hurt, so he really has to prepare himself. Of course, Tyrod Taylor should play. Baker Mayfield showed that he's really not ready for that first team defense, because all of them gonna have their up and downs. That's just what it is. Who else is this? Who's the other one? Also, yeah, Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen. Yeah, he looked good. He didn't look good this last game though. He made some plays. He didn't look good. Actually, I thought Peterman looked better than him though. To be honest with you, I thought they did a disservice to Peterman. They should have let him play with the first team. At least see. So maybe he'll get some reps in week 4 and get to start. And you see what they did to AJ McCarron when he hurt his shoulder or whatever, his clavicle or fractured collarbone, whatever. That's what they claim. The team now claimed that he had a fractured collarbone. He went and got a second opinion and found out that it was negative, that he didn't, because they wanted Josh Allen. They wanted an outright starter because maybe AJ McCarron was outplaying all of them because of his veteran experience, because of his experience. Let those guys sit, man. What's the rush? You trying to have a franchise quarterback. You trying to have a quarterback that's going to be playing for the next 10 to 15 years. So if you set out 1 year to get to learn the offense, get some reps in on the scout team, whatever. Hopefully he'll take the initiative and just have his own private practices with the second string wide receivers and linemen and stuff like that, second and third string. You know what I'm saying? Let those guys sit, man. Those guys are not coming out pro ready. Not like that. Andrew Luck was one of them. That's one of the few, for real. That's one out of the few. And Russell Wilson, but he had that defense. You know what I'm saying? He had the Legion of Boom. So therefore, yeah, they just need to be careful because you could really ruin a guy. You feel me? And some of them will, they probably. I mean, if they do start, some of them will tough it out. You look at what happened with Carson Wentz. So it's just never. You just never know. But I think these guys need to stop rushing it and stop drinking the Kool-Aid of the media, man. That's all I gotta say about that. Now, this just popped in my mind too. Going to my Cowboys. Although I don't think he'll be fired, but if you ask me, I'm going to say it again. Garrett, you on the public hot seat. You on the people's hot seat more than anything, more than Jerry Jones. You know what I'm saying? Because people. It's time to show some consistency, buddy. And that's for real. You've been up and down. You've been real volatile over the years, man. And then when we have a good season, a winning season, and get into the playoffs, we ousted in the first round. So yes, Garrett, you don't want the people to turn against you. It's not Jerry Jones. Look at what happened to Dez. It was more the fans. It was more the fans and the media that made them get rid of Dez and stuff like that. It was just as much as our fault, as much as it was Dez, as much as it is Jerry Jones, because he really didn't have to get rid of Dez. He just had to all he do was just shuffle the receiving lineup up. That's all they do was shuffle it around. That's all. And I think they panicked because it was such talk about it, and he just took advantage of an opportunity to do so. He knew Dez was going to take that pay cut. So, and we'll see if Mr. Jones himself is really going to put together this team now, or see if they have put together a team. We all have to wait and see, because I just still think he's just trying to put a good product on the field and get the money, because it's a businessman, not a football. He's not a football owner. He's a business owner. So these are my final words, y'all. This is Anthony Fallon, Tone Setter Sports Channel, live. Peace.